Have you ever read something online and felt your soul leave your body for a second?
Like,
You blink, reread it, sip your coffee slowly, and think. There is absolutely no way this person is serious. Oh, my friends, they are very serious. Welcome to Lying Whispers, the place where social absurdity meets sharp commentary, where entitlement gets exposed, and where we unpack the chaos with caffeine and raised eyebrows. I'm your narrator, your digital bestie, the one who reads the nonsense so you don't have to and judges it lovingly but firmly. Before we start, do the thing like subscribe, share this with that friend who lives for drama but pretends they don't. Stay until the end, because what starts funny gets uncomfortably real. Now grab a coffee, or whatever keeps you sane, and sit with me through this madness. It all began on a random night. Endless scrolling. Low expectations. Until she appeared. We won't use real names, their egos already take up enough space, so let's call her Vanessa, no concept of gratitude. Vanessa posted a story. Short.
sweet.
Unhinged. My boyfriend got me chocolates and a card for Valentine's Day. When I say chocolates, I obviously mean a ring or a necklace.
Just saying.
Silence. The kind of silence where even the internet pauses. The narrator blinked,
Twice.
took a sip of coffee, and whispered, "Girl, are you okay?" Because, my friends, publicly complaining about a gift doesn't make you honest. It makes you audacious with data. Some people buy themselves flowers and cry a little in the bathroom on Valentine's Day. Vanessa got chocolates, a card, and a man who remembered the date.
Perspective?
Missing. But she wasn't done. Oh no.
Next story.
Don't talk to me unless you have money. Dallas boo or nothing.
Ah.
There it is. Nothing says romance like turning conversation into a financial screening process. At this point, we're no longer dating, we're interviewing for a sponsorship deal. And the narrator, being generous but observant, thought, you don't want love. You want a lifestyle financed by strangers. A few scrolls later, enter Mark promises he can't afford. Public post in a community group. Anyone giving away AirPods 2nd gen? Preferably free. It's for my daughter's birthday. I promised her, and if she doesn't get them, she'll cry. Deep breath. Because here is the truth no one wants to say out loud. Your promises are not the internet's responsibility. If you promise something you can't afford, the issue isn't capitalism. It's impulse. But Mark added, or a Disney Plus account. Either works. Of course it does. Because why stop at products when passwords are also acceptable? The narrator imagined the daughter innocent, hopeful, unaware that her birthday depended on Facebook generosity and someone else's login credentials.
Sad? Yes.
Ridiculous? Also yes. Then came Britney birthday wishlist for the public. No shame. No hesitation. My birthday is coming up. I love gifts. I'm a Leo. I want 2 tattoos, cash, or a neck massager from Amazon. I have Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. My friends, this isn't manifestation. This is crowdfunding your existence. Imagine walking around saying, "Hi, I exist. Please deposit accordingly." And the worst part? Britney got offended when people didn't react. Because obviously, if you don't fund her birthday, you're a bad person. Just when the narrator thought the bar couldn't drop lower, Amanda, car but not good enough, entered the chat. She posted a photo, smiling proudly. "My husband bought me this car today. Thank you, babe, but it's too small for me."
Selling it. Pause.
Replay. Your partner buys you a car, and you immediately list it online because it doesn't match your aesthetic? My friends, if love had a return policy, this would qualify. By this point, the narrator noticed a pattern. It wasn't about money, or gifts, or even expectations. It was about never being satisfied. The effort was never enough. The gesture was always lacking. And somehow, the disappointment was always someone else's fault. And tell me, my friends, what would you do at this point?
Laugh. Comment?
Close the app and stare at the wall? Because trust me, this is just the beginning. If you made it this far, support with a like. Share it with that friend who loves social chaos. And drop a comment. Which one annoyed you the most so far? We're just warming up. Here we go, my friends.
Same vibe.
Same narrator. New chaos. If part 1 felt exhausting, congratulations. That means your sense of reality is still intact. Because this is the part where entitlement stops being awkwardly funny and starts feeling aggressive. The narrator kept scrolling not out of hope, but out of morbid curiosity. The kind that whispers, surely it can't get worse. It always gets worse. Enter Jason. Transportation is your problem. Simple listing. Clear price. Decent photos. A normal sale until the message arrives. Hey, I'll take it, but I'm coming from far away, so can you lower the price? Also, can you cover my Uber? The narrator paused, reread it, then laughed, out loud, because somehow Jason had decided that geography was now a bargaining chip. My friends, traveling to buy something does not make you a victim. It makes you a buyer. Distance is not a coupon code. When the seller politely declined, Jason replied,
Wow. Guess you don't want to sell it that badly. Yes.
The classic emotional manipulation. If you don't inconvenience yourself for me, you're the problem. No, Jason. You are. A few posts later, the narrator stumbled into free but with conditions land. This one came from Karen, burned by too many people. Her post read like a legal document. Free dining table and chairs. No delivery. No holding. No help carrying. Don't ask for straps, rope, or favors. If you say you're coming, show up. Someone commented, Why so rude? Rude? No, my friends. That's not rudeness. That's someone who has been emotionally destroyed by entitled strangers. Karen wasn't mean. She was experienced. And, honestly, respect. Then came Tiffany's standards on for others. Dating profile bio. Long, aggressively confident. Let's be clear. You need to be attractive, driven, successful, funny, emotionally available, and very busy, but always available for me. If you're ugly inside or out, don't waste my time. The narrator tilted her head. Because whenever someone writes "don't waste my time," they've already wasted everyone's. Tiffany wanted perfection, but forgot to mention what she brought to the table besides expectations. And my friends, if standards were currency, she was shopping above her budget. Next up, Ethan, birthday discount required. He posted, looking for a gaming PC. Needs to run high frame rates. I can't afford one. It's my birthday.
Sir.
A computer capable of that performance is not a favor. It's an investment. And birthdays are not legally binding reasons for strangers to fund her hobbies. When people suggested saving up or buying used, Ethan replied, If you don't want to help, keep scrolling. Which is internet code for, I only accept answers that benefit me. And then came the influencers. Yes, that moment. Luna micro-influence energy slid into a small business inbox.
Hi.
I love your brand. I'd love a free product in exchange for exposure. I have 600 followers.
600.
My friends, that's not influence. That's a group chat. When the brand declined, politely Luna responded,
Wow.
You don't support creators. Support does not mean subsidize. Exposure does not pay rent. And 600 followers is not a marketing strategy. It's optimism. Just when the narrator thought her eyebrows couldn't rise any higher, Olivia, private jet energy, appeared. She messaged a guy she'd gone out with once. Immune to yachts and private jets. Glad I didn't get in your car. The narrator laughed not because it was funny, but because it was tragic. If someone measures your worth by the vehicle you drive, they're not looking for a partner. They're looking for transportation with benefits. By now, the narrator's coffee was cold. Her patience? Colder. Because a pattern had formed. These people didn't just want things. They wanted control, validation, and exceptional treatment, without offering anything in return. And tell me, my friends, which one made you roll your eyes the hardest? Who would you block immediately? And who would you screenshot just to show your friends? If you made it this far, hit that like. Share this with someone who says, people aren't that bad. And stay right here. All right, my friends, deep breath. Because this is where the laughter fades just a little and the truth gets louder. By this point, the narrator wasn't scrolling for entertainment anymore. She was scrolling out of disbelief. Because there's a moment, you know it, when entitlement crosses an invisible line. The line where you stop laughing and start thinking, wait, how did we get here? Enter Natalie. Terms and conditions apply. Her post looked aggressive before you even finished reading it. Budget is $2,400. I want a black SUV. No issues. Clean title. If you lie about the condition and it breaks down a month later, I will sue. My friends, when someone opens a negotiation with legal threats, they're not buying a car. They're auditioning for a courtroom drama. Natalie wanted dealership guarantees, private seller prices, and zero accountability for time passing. One person commented, very reasonably, you should go to a dealership. Natalie replied, I didn't ask for opinions, which was interesting, because she did ask for a vehicle, trust, and emotional labor. A few swipes later came Kevin emotional pricing model. Private message to a seller. I know that's your price, but I won't use it much, so it shouldn't cost that much. The narrator stared at the screen. Because this logic was bold. Since when does your usage plan determine my pricing? Imagine telling a landlord, I'll only sleep here sometimes, so rent should be lower. No, Kevin. That's not how value works. That's how entitlement wishes it worked. Then came the post that changed the tone completely. Aisha expectations Pakagita's hopelessness. Her message was long, detailed, heavy. She talked about dating, money, looks, height, income, gifts, status. About wanting a partner who earned a lot, looked a certain way, lived a certain lifestyle. She described herself as average and asked why life felt unfair.
For the first time,
the narrator didn't laugh. Because Aisha wasn't cruel. She was exhausted. But still, and this matters, her expectations read like a corporate job listing. She didn't want connection. She wanted security through someone else's achievements. And here's the uncomfortable truth, my friends. Wanting stability is human. Wanting someone else to compensate for your dissatisfaction is entitlement, even when it's wrapped in sadness. The narrator set the phone down, stared at the ceiling, and realized something that hit harder than any outrageous post before it. Entitlement doesn't always come from arrogance. Sometimes it comes from fear. Fear of falling behind. Fear of not being chosen. Fear of not being enough. But fear doesn't turn wants into rights. And here's the line that stayed with her. Everyone in these stories reacted badly to one thing. Not rejection. Not prices. Not reality. They reacted badly to no. Because no shatters the fantasy that the world owes you comfort. So let me ask you, my friends, honestly, do you think these people know they're entitled? Or do they genuinely believe they're just asking for what they deserve? And here's the hard one. Have you ever felt that way too? If you made it this far, support this with a like. Not because it's funny, but because it's real. And stay with me. The narrator picked up her phone one last time. Not to scroll. Not to react. Not to screenshot. But to sit with a realization that felt heavier than expected. Because after Vanessa, Mark, Brittany, Amanda, Jason, Karen, Tiffany, Ethan, Luna, Olivia, Natalie, Kevin, and Aisha, the real question was no longer, why are people like this? It became something much quieter, much more uncomfortable. When did we all agree this was normal? Because every outrageous post had comments. Every unreasonable demand had engagement. Every public tantrum had an audience. And, my friends, attention is currency. Even bad attention. Especially bad attention. The narrator thought about how entitlement has learned to wear better outfits. It doesn't always show up screaming anymore. Sometimes it whispers, "I know my worth. I refuse to settle. I deserve better." And listen, those phrases aren't wrong. But without self-awareness, they mutate. They turn into, "You owe me. You should try harder. Your effort isn't enough." And that's where the damage happens. Because here's the truth no one posts online. Self-worth doesn't require someone else's sacrifice. Confidence doesn't need a stranger's wallet. And standards don't excuse cruelty. The narrator laughed softly, not mockingly, but knowingly. Because if we're honest, every single one of us has flirted with entitlement at some point. When a reply took too long. When a gift didn't match expectations. When someone said no, and it bruised our ego more than we'd like to admit. That moment where you think, after everything I've done, I deserve this. Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. But deserving something doesn't make it someone else's responsibility. And that's the irony, my friends. The most entitled people in this story were also the most disappointed. Always chasing more. Always unsatisfied. Always convinced the next thing would finally make it enough. Enough validation. Enough status. Enough happiness. But it never was. The narrator finished her coffee.
Cold now.
Still comforting. And thought, maybe the real flex today is gratitude without entitlement. Receiving without demanding. Wanting without resenting. Accepting no without turning it into a personal attack. That's rare. That's powerful. So now it's your turn, my friends. Let's be honest, no filters, no pretending. Where do you draw the line between confidence and entitlement? What would you have said to any of these people? And the bravest question of all, did any of them feel a little too familiar?
Sit with that.
Then come talk to me. Comment down below. My friends, I need to know what you would do in this situation. Like the video if this made you think. Share it with someone who loves drama with a side of truth. And stay right here. Because as long as people keep whispering their demands into the internet, it'll be here, listening, watching, and telling you all about it.